Sometimes our thoughts, our emotions, what we're doing outside and around us and what's happening in our life maybe shifts our consciousness away from noticing our inner light. And as we take this time to pause and honor the journey that we're on together, you might just lower your gaze a little bit or close your eyes, checking in with your body. Noticing you have a field of energy that surrounds you, your personal energetic field, your aura. And this energetic field is unique to you, just like a fingerprint or a snowflake. Notice that this energetic container within you and around you, roughly 3 to 4 feet, sometimes can be farther, sometimes can be closer, depending on the day. And this is your life force energy, your unique energetic container. And sometimes through life, interactions with people, circumstances, different things that are happening in our life, we might take a moment and pause and ask ourselves, what is accompanying us into this practice today? So first, checking into body. What is accompanying body today as you meet yourself in this journey? Feeling the support of the earth that we explored last night. And the body might be directing you to different sensations. You might notice different thoughts or emotions appearing with you. So a couple ways when we do check-ins to ourselves, we can ask ourselves, what do I need? And sometimes it's clear, we get a message on that, but the more we keep asking, the more that the clarity of communication arrives to us. So don't worry if at sometimes you ask that and nothing appears. And ways to help cleanse our auric field. So there might be holdings that are happening in the body. So shaking, wiggling. My legs feel like they want to shake too. So you can be on your back if you want to do this. Lying on the floor. Flicking. Using the exhalation out the mouth. So sometimes we have energy and things that are passing through us, emotions, experiences, and we are an energetic being. So they come into our energy field, and then we sometimes like to hold them and store them and keep them in the body. So when you notice the body is tense or holding, or there's thoughts or emotions rolling around, you can let them go. You can flick them away. Another way to do this is when we cleanse from heart out the limbs. So we can do what we call a sweeping motion with intention. Sweep down through the body, out from the center, out through the tips of the fingers. So sweeping, flicking. You might find that just to reground after you've done shaking, flicking, tapping, maybe to reground in the body comes in some tapping, just to reaffirm your connection to container, to physical body. using the cleansing breath to let go. Energy needs to stay in motion, and sometimes we get in the way of that. We start to hold and store and create kind of containers around it and keep it in our body. Different experiences, thoughts, emotions, tension. And a lot of us know that this is stored within the fascia system. So once you check in and you clear and you let go of what's no longer needed, then you can feel the energy flowing through you. And one thing that is really helpful to do is to create energetic containers around yourself. So once you've cleared the energy, and you might use this, maybe you're going out into the world and you're feeling quite sensitive. And you feel like you almost need an energetic container just to create a little kind of barrier in your energetic field. So I'm seated. If you're on the floor, that's okay. Just feel your hands touch the floor. Feel your body touch the floor, almost like when we went into Bhu Mudra last night. And you might even feel that mudra come in, which was the thumb and the ring and the pinky touching and the index and the middle finger on the floor. You might feel all fingers touching the floor. Connect to the earth and allow the earth to help you draw and bring a container, an energetic container up and around the body. So you can do this standing, sitting, lying down. But it's nice just to connect with the earth and then just start to draw the container around you. We're all going to look a little bit different. See it coming up around the body. Just let yourself draw it in a way that feels right for you. There's no right or wrong way. And just let the container come in and then settle for a moment. And this might be taking a moment to lie down on your back if you're not there already. And just notice how you feel. So at any time as we come through the practice, you might notice that you need to release different things, or the practice bubbles up different emotions or memories up to the surface. And remember, that's your body releasing. And so if you can allow that to happen, let that energy move out and through you. And you can do any kind of movement of shaking, flicking, okay, tapping, sweeping to help in that process. As you take a few mindful breaths, just noticing how that exploration resonated with you. Feel this container that we create as a group of safety, bringing up Muladhara, our root chakra, through us as we honor body, honor earth. Within us are all of the elements. We are made up of all of the elements, as is the universe and everything around us. So when we connect to the elements of the chakras, they bring a direct relationship of checking in and connecting to the energy field of that chakra. As you invite in a few deep breaths of exhalation and you feel earth support. And then we gently move up into the pelvis, the container of the pelvis, the awareness of the lower back, and the lower abdomen, and below the navel. This area of the body can be quite sensitive and maybe not an area that we want to connect into, or the relationship to this area might feel that we can just come in at different times. So what I offer you is sometimes putting a blanket across the pelvis, sometimes putting a little bit of weight on the pelvis, just to create a little safety net as you explore this area. So you can drape a blanket around you. And it just creates an extra container of safety. And so if you have been seated, just come and lie down for a moment. So we rise from the roots of Muladhara to Swadhisthana, a quality of sweetness, one's own abode, swa, self, our recognition of self, and also our relationship to others. As you take some time just to breathe into this area, noticing that you can go into your roots at any time. You can curl into a fetal, anything that needs to create safety if being in this area of the body is not working for you right now. This area of the body is connected to the element of water. So let's start to bring some movement and fluidity in with some pelvic tilts. So if you do have the semi-inflated ball, you might want to put it under your pelvis. And if you don't, that's okay. We're going to do some pelvic tilts without it. So when you're ready, if you do put the ball underneath you, just pause and feel yourself arrive on the ball. And if you're on the floor, just pause and exhale and feel the back of the sacrum. And start to do some pelvic movements. It might be pelvic tilting. Inhale, the front of the pelvis, the front of the hip bones release up to the ceiling. The lower back arches away from the floor. As we exhale, the tailbone lifts up, the pelvis tilts back posteriorly towards the floor. The lower back presses into the mat. And you can just flow back and forth and inhale, anterior tilt or an upward tilt toward the ceiling, and an exhale, posterior tilt towards the floor. Just feeling this movement of the pelvis, which can also be done seated. And then notice if there's any spontaneous movements of the pelvis that are coming in. You might feel drawing the knees into the chest, which is Apanasana on your back. which creates a little safety, a little bit more of a container around the second chakra. And you might roll around from left to right. When we move and connect to the fluidity of water, we help to realign and heal the second chakra. So just let some fluidity happen. The essence of the first chakra is security and safety, rooting. The essence of Swadhisthana is change and movement. As you just take some time to connect to this area of your body, in some fluid movements, you might feel the legs needing to come up and shake out a little bit. Maybe something is arising and you're taking some time to shake, flick, release. We're going to do a little bridge flow here. Before we go into that, we're just going to do a little twist if you haven't already. So if you haven't wipered the legs from left to right, then feel free with the arms out to the side, maybe pulling the inflated ball if you have it out from under the pelvis, and just exhaling the legs to one side. Maybe the head follows. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. And you're gauging as you warm up the body. Maybe you're exhaling into the lower belly to create a little stability of feeling the belly draw back each time you move into the twist, to find that range of motion that is supporting you right now. You might find as you come to each side that there's just a pause there. Sometimes the arms want to get involved or be off to the side. And if they do want to get involved, you might even feel the right hand touch the left elbow and the left hand touch the right elbow. So in what we would call a basket arm. And you might feel, the arms want to go the opposite direction of the legs. Inhale, arms and legs meet in center. Exhale, lower belly draws back as you exhale into the second chakra, creating a little container of support. Inhale to center. Exhale, pausing at any time. As you take a few more rounds of breath, just take a moment to even the twist out. Pausing on your mat. As this center below the belly button, in the area of the lower belly, the pelvic inner bowl, connected to our gonads, and also our emotions. So this is the place, the right to feel. Offering ourselves that right to feel. Notice sometimes through conditioning, through maybe things that have been said to us as we've been evolving and developing, that we have not been encouraged to feel, been encouraged to maybe bypass or bottle our emotions up and hold them inside. Something to remember is emotions are energy in motion. Emotions are energy in motion. And so we want to allow space for the emotions to flow as they are energy in motion. I'm going to create some fluidity now by just checking in if we need to shift down a little bit. And you might have a ball or a block or something that wants to go in between your legs as your feet come hip width apart. And at any time, if emotions are flowing, just take time to pause. And you don't need to move in any way. Arms are down by your side. Palms are down. Feel the feet, feel your root support. Exhale, gently squeeze the ball. Feel how the lower belly draws back. Creates a little container for the second chakra. Feel this connection of feet and lower belly. And as you inhale, reaching the arms up, fingers point to the ceiling. Exhale, overhead. And you don't need to touch the floor in any way. As you inhale, the arms come back up, fingers point to the ceiling, and exhale down. So just flowing at your rhythm. Inhale, arms come up, fingers. Exhale, and arms overhead. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms by your side. There might be a place along the movement that you just pause and you rest and you feel the connection here. Noticing how the earth supports this quality of fluidity. So we have the base support of stability, but also noticing that we can have fluidity. So this relationship of our first and second chakra. And then checking in when you feel ready to go into bridge pose, just having your arms down by your side. Exhale, rooting the feet into the floor, squeezing the ball, allowing the pelvis to gently rise up, maybe a little bit of a posterior tilt ever so gently. And feel how your root support draws you up into this opening. Just feel the soft opening of the pelvis, of the front of the body. And then some of you might want to keep your arms by your side. You might want to root the elbows and just bring the forearms up. And some of you may want to inhale, flow the arms, point the fingers up to the ceiling, and exhale overhead. Just remember, we're inviting all of these postures into the body, these shapes. And if they're not feeling good, then we're listening to the body on what feels good for you. You might bring your arms up and exhale and lower arms and pelvis at the same time. And if that felt nourishing for you, then flow through again. Feeling feet, pelvis, maybe reaching tailbone, sit bones forward, and then a little bit up to create some length in the back. And then inhaling, arms up and back. Or finding the arms by your side. Noticing how the chin lowers down towards the neck very gently, the base of the throat to lengthen the neck. Flowing down when you're ready. And then letting the legs come up and give them a hug. You might feel an opening of the legs and baby pose coming in, or just holding the legs in knee to chest pose, just creating that little soft container for the second chakra. And you're going to choose now when you feel ready. No rush. If you're in baby pose, just take the time to explore that. And when you're ready, you're just going to roll on one side and just curl up into a fetal position. And take a pause here. As we allow the earth to just rise up and cradle us. And take a moment just to come up and push down whatever our top arm is and come up into our hands and knees. Taking some time to spread the fingers. If it doesn't feel good to be on your wrist, make sure that you transition onto the elbows. Okay, elbows and shoulders stacked underneath one another or hands. Knees under hips. Just feel the earth for a moment as you exhale. Relax the head down. Push the hands or the elbows into the floor. And push into the earth. Feel that rebound and support rising up through you as the back rounds into flexion. And then flowing into extension as you inhale and the pelvis tilts forward anteriorly. The belly expands, the heart opens, the throat, maybe a little soft gaze forward. And exhale, rounding. So we have this quality of noticing root support as we explore fluidity, as we explore movement, allowing our energy to come back into balance. And there might be a little adjustment in the movement. You might feel an inhale as circling forward and exhale as the hips circle back. Feeling this relationship as you explore between stability and fluidity. Anytime the body feels ready to switch directions or pause in child's pose, do so. You might feel a little bit more dynamic and wanting to move a little bit more. So I invite you to come up, maybe in downward dog. Noticing if the body wants to express by walking out the legs, by bringing one leg up, by looking under one arm and opening the hip. Can also draw the leg, the thigh towards the belly and the chest, just to create a little bit more of a container as you exhale through the abdomen. You might feel a little flow of downward dog to plank. And then you can pause in child's pose. Take a moment to rest. Notice if there's stillness that wants to be there, or the arms feel like they want to flow to the right. Pause there for a few breaths. Travel back into center and then to the left. Another comforting way of an arm position is to bring the palms of the hands to touch in Anjali Mudra and lift the forearms and the hands off the floor and let them touch the back of the skull, the neck, maybe the upper back. And take some time to flow through and up into a few standing poses. If it feels nourishing for you, you can go back into downward dog as you widen the hands. Feel the pinkies, the width of your mat. Let the head descend down to the earth. Inhale, exhale into downward dog. And then stepping at your timing, the feet towards the hands, or jumping if that feels good for you. Just come into your standing forward fold as the hands come back to touch the feet. Maybe you hold opposite hand to elbow. You do a little sway or swing. You rise up, rooting down into the earth. Inhale, rising up whenever you feel ready. Beautiful, arms come up. I'm just going to adjust my camera for a moment. And as you come here into standing, just checking in. Do you need some swinging twists? What feels right for you? Keeping this relationship that we've created of stability and fluidity. As we move through change, it's really important to come back to our roots as we allow healing to come in to the second chakra. And we're just going to slow that down. And then as we just take a moment to stand, arms can be by your side or the hands can touch the hips, the waist. We're just going to do a few pelvic circles. So as you bend the knees, just going to circle around through the pelvis, noticing your feet. So hands can be on your hips, arms can be by your side. Feel your breath. And reverse the direction, go the other way. Inhabiting this quality of water. Just noticing, what is your relationship with water? When you hear water, when you sense the fluidity, when you embody it in the body, what arises for you? Nice. Just take a moment to pause. We're going to widen our feet now and just go into a little warrior flow. Just take your feet nice and wide. Let's start by turning our right foot towards the short end of our mat. Feet are anywhere from 2 to 3 feet apart. You can have your heels lined up. Sometimes it feels better to walk your front foot, which is your right foot, to line your heel up with your inner arch. Back foot can be parallel to the wall or slightly internally rotated on the little 45. Bending the front knee, maybe a soft bend to the back knee or a little bit more of a strength. Coming in if you need more stability, arms coming up. Just feel warrior two. Feel this opening through the pelvis. Noticing how your feet are flowing up and supporting this opening, this energizing, this fluidity of Svadhisthana. Then you're going to drop your left hand down. The right arm is going to come up. You're going to go into exalted. And then come all the way down into extended side angle with the arm coming overhead or up. And then we're going to come back into exalted. And all the way down into extended side angle. Using your breath to connect to Svadhisthana, to your roots, feeling this relationship of fluidity and stability. When it feels right, just pause in your extended side angle for a moment. Forearm can be leaning into the thigh. If it doesn't feel good to have your arm up, bring it behind you. You're going to take that left arm up, swing it all the way down, come into a wide angle. Feet now, the outer edge of the feet are parallel with the outer edge of your mat. Just take a moment to be here. Descending and honoring earth. Exhaling into the lower belly. Feeling that gentle containment that comes in the support of the breath. Walking your hands over to your left foot, turning the left foot to the short end of your mat, bending that knee, finding yourself coming up, just feeling warrior two first. Feel the relationship of feet to pelvis. Find a pause. Exhale into the lower belly. And then when you're ready, go into your flow. Inhale into exalted, left arm up, right hand down. Inhale, exhale into extended side angle. Arm may come up, it might just stay behind you. It might go all the way over. In your rhythm, your timing. Sometimes a little add-on that's coming in is when you come up into exalted, you might feel the front leg want to straighten. That's fine. And then it rebends as you come in. So just notice this might resonate with your body. And just creating a little bit of movement and energy and fluidity, just getting things moving. When you're ready, just pause in your extended side angle. Releasing that arm down, sweeping back into a wide angle. Prasarita Padottanasana, outer edge of the feet are parallel with the short ends of your mat. You're going to bend the knees a little bit, angle the toes out, bring one hand onto your right thigh, the left hand onto your left thigh, come up, come into goddess. So the elbows are bent, the forearms are in this beautiful opening posture at the chest, the hips are open, the toes are angled out. We feel the heaviness of earth, the openness of the pelvis. Then we're going to reach up into five-pointed star, nice and tall. Bring in the heart. So we reach up, open the heart. Maybe the gaze comes up. As you exhale down, come back into the first and second chakra. And inhale up. This is your flow. Five-pointed star, open up to sky and spirit, down into earth and water. Coming in and pausing back in goddess when you're ready. Arms are out to the side. Feet come parallel. Exhale into Prasarita Padottanasana, your wide angle. Walk the hands over to whichever foot wants to be your front foot. For me, it's my left, but it might be your right. Step back into downward dog. Let your body express here. And then pause in child's pose whenever you feel ready. Taking a moment to pause there. Then you're going to come up and sit. So you might be in a kneeling pose. You might choose to extend the legs and go into a cross-legged position with me. Just going to change my camera. No rush, take your time. Just take some time to check in. The gaze can be softly open, receiving the image to the eyes. You might choose to close the eyes completely. Taking a moment to dwell within body, the energy that is present. Checking in with breath. This right to feel energy that was created by fluidity and stability. And this quality of water. Noticing all the fluids you have in your body. We're going to pause and end with just exploring 2 mudras to settle and balance the energy. And the first one we're going to explore is the element, which is Jala mudra. And this mudra, the pinky finger is the element of water. So your thumb comes and touches the pinky finger. So thumb and pinky. The ring in the middle and the index finger are extended. The palms are facing up. The back of the hands are resting on the thigh. The core quality of Jala Mudra, the gesture of water, is fluidity. So you might notice, for some of us, the breath directing into the area of Swadhisthana. This mudra is calming. Lubricating through the joints. And the health of the urinary, the reproductive, the digestive, the eliminatory system. Helping to instill emotional fluidity, flowing with the cycle of life, noticing we are in a constant motion, exhaling into body and earth support. Take a moment over the next few breaths when it feels right, just to let go of this mudra. Wiggle your fingers. The next mudra is Swadhisthana mudra, the gesture for the inner dwelling and balancing the second chakra. You're going to take your right hand and place it under your belly button, under the navel, in the lower belly, the area of Swadhisthana. The left arm, the elbow is bent, just allowing it to rest beside your body. Palm is up, as if you're at this beautiful offering. And the core quality here is this gesture of self-nourishment, one's own dwelling place or one's own abode. And this gesture connects, supporting us of self-nourishment. Connecting to all the fluids in the body and lengthening the exhalation. Cultivating comfort. And this awakens a deep sense of contentment for some of us, allowing us to be nourished by our true being, rather than seeking fulfillment outward through level of ego or personality. And then let that go. Let the arms just release by your side, palms forward. I'm going to end our practice by just inhaling, sweeping the arms up. And bringing the palms together, exhale, grounding into that downward current of energy to bring us back into body and earth. Again, let it flow. And the downward current of energy, bringing it down in our body. And then one more time, just reaching up, downward and through. And just pausing and letting the palms face down to bring in that connection to the downward flow. Feeling the touch of the fingers on the ground. You might even sense Bu Mudra or Chinmaya Mudra wanting to come in. As you rest here, just want to read a piece of poetry by Donna Faulds to end our class. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold, the holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. And the choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and a desperate attempt to flee from the energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days. Whether you receive it gently or with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go, and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores, beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go and find the place of rest, peace, and certain transformation.